Haitian Creole. After doing the speech drills, I have to ask, how are you? Haitian Creole. Remember, that is in this workbook, okay? Haitian Creole is in the workbook. It's in your greetings on page 3. That's how we say, how are you? Once in a while, I'm going to say that because I want you to remember how to answer qui Jean ouye, because we don't say qui Jean ouye or even qui Jean ouye. We would say qui Jean ouye. The same way in English, you would not say to someone, what is your name? You would say, what's your name? Qui Jean ouye. When you hear someone say qui Jean ouye, you give one of the answers on page 3. You can be bien, you can be well, or you could be très bien. You could be really well. But right now, we are on page 6 and 7 with the forms of the. I call them the forms of the. They are the definite article in English, the. One of the things that I've told you before is that Creole is like liquid. It moves very smoothly. And so when I was teaching you the 80%, I told you it's our eye contact. You notice I look away a lot, especially when I'm thinking and trying to remember something and I've come up with something else to tell you. I kind of look away because I'm not working from the workbook to teach you. I'm not looking at the workbook at all. It's on my desk. So I am processing, I'm thinking, I'm trying to give you as much information as possible. My body is moving, my hands are moving. If I were standing up, you would not be able to follow me because I'd be pacing and the camera won't be able to keep up. That's how we communicate with our language. We're very active. One of the things that I want you to remember about Creole being fluid and the 80% rule that I told you, it's not just the physical. It's the voice. It's bonjour, going up, going down, non. But it's also intonation. It's the fact of connecting a word to another word, just like English. What's up instead of what is up. We do that a lot, but our voice goes up or down. Our voice does this with the forms of the. We always say the form of the after the noun phrase. Don't worry about what I mean by noun phrase. You're going to learn about that when I teach you the adjective noun phrase rule. But I absolutely want you to understand that the does not come before a noun. We would not say the table in Creole. We would say table the. We would not say the girl in Creole. We would say girl the. So, because this is very important for you to understand, I will be giving you examples of this. Some of the examples are in your workbook, but most of them are in the family vocabulary, okay? So you're gonna go to the family vocabulary, if you'd like to, which is on page 5 in your workbook, to look at the forms of the and how they work with word endings. What do I mean? Because the is coming after the noun phrase. For now, we're just going to say the noun. We are looking at how the spelling ends in the noun. So this means that if I were to say the dog in Creole, I would not say dog the. I would say dog the. I would write it as two separate words, but I would articulate it as if it's one word. It's that liquid motion, dog the, not dog the, dog the. My voice, my intonation is shifting and I'm connecting the words together. Why? The comes right afterwards, so you know that the subject was right before it. And this is something that's going to take you a while. And I will have a form of the video drill right after this for you to practice with your family vocabulary. So you could say the mom, the uncle, the sister, the brother, the nephew. That is going to help you a lot because every ending is in the family vocabulary. The same way you're practicing the family vocabulary with the possession, possessor rule, you are going to do it with the forms of the. But for now, I'm going to teach you the forms of the, and I'm going to teach you how to cheat. It is not in the workbook. Remember, I told you we cannot stick to the workbook because when you get to Haiti, you're going to hear things that can shift and change. This is shifted in a huge way to where we have a lazy form of the. That form of the is l'un. L-A-N. L'un. L'un is not like replacing ain't for isn't in English, but it is not what we would call a formal form of the. But anytime the word before the ends in any consonant, T, S, R, K, even an M or an N, you would use l'un. So let's say the aunt, okay? Remember, we're still looking at page 5, the family vocabulary, simultaneously with page 6 and 7, the forms of the. And I always tell people this, it is really good to get these sticky labels, any sort of a label that you could put in your workbook and write the, or you can put in your workbook and write family, or you can write alphabet to use as tabs. These tabs will help you to access whatever I'm pinging you back to so that you're not turning your pages and hitting pause. Now you can do that. Goodness gracious, we could use some movement. Life has gotten too easy with technology, but I'm just giving you this tip because it will help you easily navigate your workbook, okay? So, what if we want to say the aunt? Aunt in Creole is tant. Therefore, it ends in a consonant, which means a non-vowel, and a non-blend in Creole is a consonant ending word. So you can say tant, l'un, but you wouldn't say tant l'un. You would say it faster, tant l'un. Okay? Remember, this is the teaching. You're just going to repeat things after me once. And then the forms of the drills, you will repeat things after me 2 times. Okay? So repeat after me, tant l'un. Now, the wife. Wife ends in an M. Madame, the lady, madame. But an M is still a consonant for us. So you can use the lazy form of the l'un. I want you to répéter, Madame l'un. Very good. Now you're wondering, there are still all these other forms of the. And if l'un is only for consonants, what's the big deal? The big deal is la, the other form of the, works for all of the words before it. Remember, the word has to be directly before the. So if I'm saying the dog, it would be dog the. But later on, you're going to learn with the adjective noun phrase, listen carefully. If the sentence is the brown dog, we would say dog, brown, the. So it's not just about the noun, it's about whatever word will come before the. We look at the end spelling. If the word before the ends in a consonant, S-T-R-K, you can use la, but not if that consonant is an M or an N. And that is why la is fun to have. Because if you go, does it end in an M or an N or a T or an R or a K? Just use l'un. But I want to practice the form of la for you. So if a word ends in any consonant except for an M or an N before the, you use la. So let's use the example, the niece. It ends in an S, which is a consonant that is not an M or an N. I want you to répéter, nièce la. What about the word the child? Petite ends in a T, which is a consonant that is not an M or an N. Répétez, petite la. What about the aunt, which we did with l'un? It ends in a T, which is not an M or an N. Répétez, petite la. Notice I'm saying them one right after the other. What if the word ends in an M or an N? What do? We are focusing on that intonation, that liquid that I told you. Watch how easy it's going to be from now on to go from the word before the to the. If a word ends in a N or an M, not a blend, Not and, on, but a real N. You use that same N, that same M to go to na. Na. It's going to be like liquid. It's going to move smoothly. Look at the word granny, grandmother. Gun. It has the and then it has a real N at the end. That means you can say that N. The AN is but the N is n. Gun. I want you to repeat. Gun. That's right. That same N is taking you to na. What about the word cousine? The IN ending cousin, the female cousin, not cousin, because you don't bite down. That's not an N. That's a eh. So cousine ends in an N. We tie that N to the. Répétez. Cousine. What if it ends in an M? How do we produce that N? It doesn't end in an N. The same thing. When you go, you have an N in there. No. So, the lady, the wife, madame. I want you to répéter, madame. No. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to move on to What if the word that comes before the, directly before the, ends in a nasal sound? And even the OU sound, which kind of can play two roles. It can play nasal, ooh, and it can play vowel, ooh, to us. Ooh, ooh. It can play both ways. So because of that, it can go with the vowel ending word list, and it can go with the nasal ending word list. We're going to focus on the nasal, the form of the. If the word before the ends in a or even I told you ooh, OU, you use the nasal form of the because you're already going nasal. Ooh. Is the nasal form of the. And remember, it has to be like liquid, it has to be fluid. So what about the word garçon? Boy ends in the nasal blend, on. So when you are saying the boy, I don't want you to répéter yet. I want to show you something. When you are saying the boy, you want to use the skill that I taught you where you round your mouth, on, and you go to the by dropping your jaw, Now you can répéter. Garçon. What about the word cousin? Cousin, the male cousin, ends in E-N, eh. We don't bite down because that's the nasal blend. So, do not répéter. I just want you to listen. I want you to remember to do the speech science skill I taught you. When you say spread your lips, and then to go to the, drop the jaw down, okay? So répétez, cousin. I know you're doing a great job. The next word is mama. Ooh, this is kind of tricky because mama already ends in but you have to get to the form of the This is the liquid. This is the liquid. That was so Haitian to say this is the liquid because that would be like a Creole expression. Mengloa, mengloa. Here's the liquid. Here's the water. You are literally just going to say, What? Yes. You're just saying, but your intonation is shifting. You're not saying, So I want you to répéter the mother, maman. And if a word ends, like I told you, with an O-U, all you do is you say ouan. The OU is not going to be a big problem for you. Now, what if the word before the ends in a vowel? it's going to sound very funny to you. Most of the times when I teach this in person, people laugh. Basically, a vowel in Creole is not a Y. A vowel is not a Y. OU can be nasal and it can be vowel. But the vowels are A, I, E, accented E, O, accented O, and OU. Those are the Haitian Creole vowels. So if the word before the, whether it's a noun or a descriptor or an adjective, must end in a vowel to use the vowel form of the. And what's the vowel form of the? A vowel. Yes. Ah. So if it ends in an I, ia. You make that I sound and you go to the, ia. If it ends in an accented E, ea. Ea. If it ends in an E without an accent, ea. Ea. If it ends in an O, oa. If it ends in an accented O, oa. If it ends in an OU, ua. Yes, you can do this. I want you to répéter some of these examples after me. The family ends in an I, which is a vowel. So to say the family, we would say répéter familia. The brother, frère, ends in an accented E. So to say the brother, I want you to répéter frère. Very good. The grandfather ends in an A, which is a vowel. Ooh, this is the tricky one because the form of the is A. It's the same sound. So it's just like when you said mama, you're saying but you're not separating it. So your voice is going You do the same thing with ah. So now I want you to répéter grandpapa. Very good. What if the accent is not on the E, like the word the nephew? Nephew ends with A, nevea. So I want you to répéter nevea. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to the O ending word. If a word ends with an O, this is what it's going to sound like. I want you to répéter. Oa. If a word ends in an accented O, like the example in your workbook for the body, that's corps. Répétez, corps. Now, I do have an example of the non-accented O in the book, and I do want you to repeat it after me. I'm tedious like that. So the body was corps, but the word is mo. Répétez, moa. So this is teaching you those forms of the lazy the, la, that comes after any consonant ending word, and la, which comes after all consonant ending words except for M and N, and na, which comes after consonants M and N only ending words, which comes after the nasal and oo nasal ending words, and the vowel form of the coming after the vowel ending words. What about this other option? This other option is yo, and yo makes life fun. Yo is one of the other reasons why Haitian Creole is one of the easiest languages to learn in Creole. And Creole is one of the easiest languages to learn in the world. Remember I told you we don't have a lot of words, so we don't have a lot of synonyms, a lot of words that mean the exact same thing. Pretty, cute, adorable, bell, bell, bell. We also do not have these rules to our alphabet sounds. They stay the same. Also, we don't have word endings for nouns. Dress, dresses, shoes. See what I'm saying? We don't add an S or an ES to a person, place, or thing for you to know that it's more than one. You just add yo after the word. You want to say anything, you just add yo. Sister is se. Sisters, répétez, c'est yo. Brothers is frère. Brother is frère. Brothers, I want you to répéter frère yo. Very good. Now, this whole yo thing, what if I want to say their brother, right? Brother belonging to them. Frère, yo. But what if I wanted to say their brothers? Because remember, there is yo. Their sister, c'est yo. Their mother, maman yo. Their sisters, do we say c'est yo-yo? Because we need the yo for us to know it's more than one? The important thing to understand here is there are no yo-yos in Creole. If you say c'est yo, we understand that it's their sister or their sisters. It's all context. Context meaning someone has to give you more information. So if you are saying their dog, you do not add a yo because their, T-H-E-I-R, belonging to them is yo. And we don't put another yo after yo. So you would just say their sister, c'est yo. Their sister. Their sisters, c'est yo. But sometimes, and you will see this in the workbook, we might put the form of the, that is a vowel, after, because yo ends in a vowel. Their sisters, c'est yo. But you can say c'est yo a. And I want to tell you why. This means context has already been established. You already know it's more than one sister that they have. You may be in the room and you're seeing, oh, here are their sisters. Context has been established. So you are saying this is definitely the, right? The is the definite article. This is definitely the sisters belonging to them. C'est yo the. C'est yo a. That's right. The comes after possession possessor because you learn the possession possessor rule. They always come together even with plurals. If I want to say my brothers, I must say frère, moi, brother belonging to me. Oh, they're plural, yo. My brothers will be brother belonging to me, yo. Frère, moi, yo. And sometimes I might even use it emphatically. I might say to you, these are the brothers belonging to me, meaning the ones I was talking to you about. My brothers, frère moi yo. Mes frères moi yo. Here are my brothers. So when I'm saying that we are emphatic, c'est yo a. What? Their sister, the? Again, I am letting you know the context. I talked to you about these sisters of mine. The definite sister, the, comes afterward to let you know we have talked about this already. C'est yo, their sister or their sisters, the ones, okay? Below, at the bottom of the workbook, it tells you the forms of the indefinite article. It's the same as English. It comes before the subject. A dog, an alligator. This is not the, this is a and an. It's indefinite because you don't know which one I'm talking about. The is definite because I say, give me the apple right there. The apple I spoke to you about. Definitely you know. But give me a dog, an apple. Basically, you put it before. A sister. Répétez, yon c'est. A brother. Répétez yon frère. I'm so proud of you because I know this is difficult. You're going to need to listen to this video over and over again. So even though you understand my teaching of it, and I know I'm tedious, it's just that I want you to get it. I've been asked all sorts of questions, and that's why I cover these topics extensively. I give you more information. I give you as much as I can because we're all different kinds of learners. And for people who are playing this in the car, you can tune out and tune back in as you go, ooh, that helped me to understand it. But people like me, we need everything. So thumbs up this video if you're like, I understand the teaching. Download it so you can keep learning and memorize all the forms of the. But that next video coming up is going to make you love me because it's the form of the drill. The forms of the drill is used in conjunction with the family vocabulary so that you can learn to say the mother, the dad, the brother, the sister, the cousin with ease, because you can do this.